Johnny Ward. I'm an Irish travel blogger, and since leaving Ireland 20 years ago on a one-way ticket, travel has been my whole life. I've visited every single country on the planet, all 197 of them, and now, with all those goals complete, I want to go back to my favourite countries and delve a little bit deeper into the culture and the food and the people. So right now, I'm going to start doing that with Türkiye. So let's give it a crack. Right, I'm in Çıldır, one of the largest freshwater lakes in Anatolia. It's really beautiful, you know. A lot of travel experiences, people chase the warm weather, and of course that's nice, but to come into the freezing cold, the freshwater lake is frozen during the winter, and the local fishermen dig holes and break up the ice, and you can see how people live in different environments. It's something that's a really unique experience. So today I'm going to be exploring this region and seeing how the people live here, the fishermen, and hopefully maybe even try some winter sport. Hopefully I'm going to get a chance to go on the lake later and see the fishermen work their magic. It's okay for the cold.
Battaniyeler var, örtüyoruz üzerini. Yani soğuktan etkilenmiyorlar. Torbalar var. Atlar genelde ciğerini üşütürler. Burun kısmından nefes aldıklarında. Onu da kapattığımız için kendi nefesi atı ısıtıyor. Üşümez.
Okay, nice. And how often does Barat have to go to the lake?
Ortalama her gün çıkıyor.
How many times?
Ortalama 50-60 sefer yapıyor.
Oh wow. I hope life is good, Barat.
You have moments when you travel the world and you end up in destinations you've never heard of, which for me here in Çıldır Lake, it's a new destination for me too. And the mist is coming in and visibility is low. I just feel very lucky to be having these kind of experiences, the call to prayers in the background, and it's one of those moments when you just feel like, wow, I'm really living my life. And those kind of moments are available for anyone. All we have to do is just hop on a cheap flight, cheap bus, go to the other side of a country, even your own country. And before you know it, you can be having experiences like you never experienced before.
Okay guys, thank you very much. So you guys are local fishermen here, both in the summer and the winter.
Evet.
Evet, yazın tekneyle, kışın da buzun altından.
And then how does it work, gentlemen? So there's only one hole and you sit here all day in one hole, or you have many holes, and how does it work, please, gentlemen?
Her 100 metrede bir tane delik var, 2 tane.
Oh, great. Okay, guys, can you show me how it works? I would love to see if we're successful today or not. Oh, I think better you show me first.
Bismillah.
Oh, all right. Okay, I got to check the terms and conditions of my travel insurance before I... These old guys are probably thinking, hurry up, Johnny boy. We would be finished 10 minutes ago already. Oi. All right, that's enough hard work. Let the professionals back and work. Who knows how many generations will go on with this stuff? It's crazy when you think about these guys doing the same techniques for hundreds of years. In this endless white landscape, the thrill of breaking the ice and waiting for the net to emerge is unreal. The freezing air numbed my face and hands as I stood there in silence, anticipating the moment, and then pure magic. A yellow-finned fish surfaced from the icy depths, and then another and another. Çıldır Lake, you are truly beyond words. In this freezing climate, continuing your journey without a hot tea break is nearly impossible. Sitting among the locals and fishermen, I mapped out my next stop over a steaming cup. For those visiting Çıldır Lake, an unusual adventure awaits, and I'm ready for it.
Snowmobiling in Çıldır Lake. This is nice, you know. We're only about 10 or 20 kilometers from the Georgian border. We are out here. This is it, you know, like you grew up a little kid in a little town, doing nothing with your summers, and then the next thing you know, you're James Bond on the Georgia border.
Çıldır Lake isn't just about hosting motorsports. It's also about providing a training ground for elite athletes. Look who's here. European silver medalist in artistic figure skating, Celine. She's preparing for the 2026 World Championships right here. She's training on Turkey's largest natural ice rink. And it looks like her boyfriend has something special planned for her too. We just heard a little special secret. People are going to think I'm Cupid running around this country with people getting married, but the guy's about to pop the big question, so let's witness. Hopefully she says yes or it doesn't make the final cut. Kars, a city that makes you feel like you're living in a postcard. Wandering through its ancient streets, you can feel the layers of history beneath your feet. And up here at Kars Castle, the view is breathtaking. Snow-dusted rooftops, winding alleys, and the peaceful rhythm of daily life below. We're at the top of Kars Castle here, and you know, last year I thought I was training for Mount Everest, but it turned out Mount Everest was just training to get to the top of this castle. There's some spectacular views all across the city from here. The castle itself is over 1,000 years old, which is of course amazing, but for me, the first thing I like to do in a new place is to get up at the top of the vantage point and check out the whole city, and there's nowhere better in Kars to do it than right here. Okay, we're in Kars and we have had a little tip for a very famous restaurant here called the Goose House. In Turkish, I think it's Kars Kaz Evi. So let's go and check it out. Hello. Hi, Johnny.
Hoş geldin. Kars Kaz Evi'ne hoş geldin. Nurhan ablamın elinden kaz yemeğe.
Thank you, Nurhan. Can we see?
Buyurun.
Please. Goose has been part of life in Kars for centuries. It's not just a dish, it's more of a tradition. Families here raise goose in their own backyards, feeding them naturally, letting them roam in the fresh mountain air. And when winter comes, it's time for the big feast. The meat is salted, dried and cooked with care, passed down from generation to generation. But Nuran, I heard that this is the most famous restaurant in all of Kars.
Bu bölgenin ve Kars'ın bu sektörde ve genelde ilk kadın girişimcisiyim.
Wow, the first woman entrepreneur. You're a local celebrity in Kars. Great, and you know, the weather in eastern Turkey can be very cold. So something like this, when it's freezing cold outside, is so perfect.
Bu çorba babaanne ve anneannelerin yaptığı geleneksel çorba. Kaybolmaya yüz tutmuştu. İşte ben onu menüye koyarak, ticarete dönüştürerek turizme tanıttım.
You know, this is the best soup I ever had in Turkey. I've been to Turkey maybe 7 or 8 times, and this is the best soup I ever had here. So thank you very much.
Ben teşekkür ederim. Afiyet olsun.
You know, I just had my first baby, but I still want to have a second one, and this is almost the end of it.
God, it's a beautiful morning in Kars. You know, the wonderful thing about getting lost in more rural areas of a country, especially here in Kars in eastern Turkey, for me anyway, is the architecture. Kars historically has got a very interesting story. It's been mixed and matched between the Ottomans, the Armenians and the Russians. And you see the hotel that I'm staying in right here. This was formerly a house for a rich Russian commander, and it's had various lives over the years, but now recently has been converted into a hotel. And as I wander the streets of Kars, for me, that's what gives me the life to travel. The different architecture tells such a story. And all the Russian architecture here, it's gorgeous. Actually, I didn't expect to be this amazed by this city, and it's truly surprised me. It's a blend of the past, but also the present. That Eastern charm with a storybook edge. Walking through Ani feels like stepping into another world, an ancient city frozen in time. Once a powerful medieval capital, Ani was home to emperors, traders and poets.
Hello.
Hi, Alfie.
I'm Alfie. Well, my friends calls me Alfie, but my name is Alparslan.
Johnny.
Pleasure to meeting you. I will be guiding you in the ancient city. That's why the entrance or the ancient city on the other side. So let me take you there.
Please.
So just past the first door, and now we are walking to the second door. So when we pass the gate, you are going to see a huge ancient city.
Okay.
So, and all these ruins are coming from different periods. And we can date it back to 3000 before Christ.
3000 BC?
Yes.
Wow.
Like,
so this is just the outer wall?
Yes. and the ancient city over there.
Shall we go?
Sure.
Let's go.
Let's start it. So people are calling the city with 1001 churches.
Yeah, because I was actually reading about cars and eastern Turkey actually, and I read that thing about 1001 churches, and I was looking more into it, and I've never heard of this place actually.
And right in front of us, you see the first Turkish mosque in Anatolia.
Wow.
The first Turkish commander who fight against the Byzantine is the Alparslan. So he came and conquered the Ani in 1064. City, they just decided to build mosque on this victory, on the name of this victory. So the first Turkish mosque in Anatolia.
Can we get a little bit closer?
Sure. Even when we get there, we are going to be right next to Armenian borders.
Oh, nice.
So right down here you see the canyon, and on the canyon is our border to Armenia. Right in front of us you see the Armenia.
This is Armenia.
It is the Armenia. And right down here there is a bridge. So if it was not broken, there was another building which was connecting Armenia to Turkey.
Wow.
So we call the bridge as the Silk Road Bridge, because the Silk Road is passing through the Ani.
And that's, I guess, why Ani was so important historically then.
There you go. That's the
Wow.
reason.
Okay, nice. It makes me just want to jump across, like I love borders and I love going to different countries. It's so frustrating to be so close to a country and not be able to just hop over.
There you go.
A bit cold. It's a bit cold.
It is cold.
Yeah. Wow, thank you, Alfie.
It's all right.
Really interesting.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
So much.
Wow, Alfie really taught me a lot there about Ani's ancient city. Hopefully you guys heard the bridge that has now fallen down was formerly called the Silk Road Bridge, which is really fascinating. The best thing you can ever do if you really want to feel like you're traveling is to follow the old Silk Route. I spent 5 or 6 years tracing the Silk Route back over land, public transport, $5 buses, sleeping in trains, starting in China through Iran, Afghanistan, and actually the Silk Route comes all the way through eastern Turkey too, to Kars, to Ani here. So if a tip from me guys to you, if you can follow the Silk Route on your travels, I promise you, you will have an adventurous time.
So the history of cheese in Turkey, and also more specifically in the east, where we are now around Kars, is really fascinating.
Peynirimizi ahşapla ilk yandırıyoruz. Sütü şırdan mayayla mayaladık. Peynir 40 dakika içerisinde teleme haline geldi.
There's no machine that can replace it, or it has to be done by hand.
Daha çok gelenekselliği de bu işte çalışacak personelleri istihdam etmek için elle yapmayı tercih ediyoruz.
The local people here have learned the art of traditional cheese making from a Swiss expert. I cannot wait to tuck into some of this world famous Kars cheddar and gruyere. So you don't judge it by how long it's been sitting here. You judge it by the sound.
Bu yaptığım işlemde gözeneğin yapısını tespit etmeye çalışıyoruz. Hani iri gözenekli mi, küçük gözenekli mi olduğunu anlamaya çalışıyoruz.
Wow, he's like a cheese whisperer. So how old are these bad boys?
Bu peynirler 1 yıllık peynirler. Burada 2 yıllık olanlar da var.
1 or 2 years? Wow, and how do you sell this?
Bunları kesip ilk önce kabuğunu temizliyoruz. Sonra kesip 300-500 gram paket yapıyoruz.
So you don't sell one big wheel to somebody?
Tek parça halinde de satıyoruz toptan müşterilerimize.
Ah, you can also sell it like this, okay. Can we ask the director, can he send one to home to Thailand? Okay, thanks. Oh God, 30,000 lira of cheese. I don't really want to be responsible for this, okay. I represent my country, I don't want to look weak. I don't think I'm doing it straight actually, but okay. Oh, it smells lovely. Hard workers, this is physical labor. Okay. Oh mate, that looks unreal. Look at that. Oh, it smells amazing. Whew. Oh yeah. Oh,
1,5 yıllık peynir.
man. Oh yeah. Oh. 1.5 years, but it tastes super fresh. Oh, and strong. Thank you. Coming to Kars, learning about the history, allows me to understand deeply how the food came about and then how that affected the culture. And then not to mention, of course, that the cheese itself is absolutely delicious. So to come to somewhere like this and really feel the hard work that these guys put in to make the cheese, no more machines, no mass-produced stuff. It's delicious, it's tasty, and it helps me understand the subculture of the area. Really nice. It was truly fascinating to see how cheese is produced here in Kars. Now I'm going to the Cheese Museum to trace this rich tradition.
Hi, do you want to try it?
Yes, please, all of it.
Okay, please.
Okay. Actually, we visited a farm to see this in action.
This is old kaşar.
Okay, from Kars also.
Yes,
All of it is from Kars.
yes.
I didn't realize Kars was so famous for cheese. And I think like in my mind. And how about the other one? Can I try it? Okay, thank you. Oh, also delicious, but this one is the best one, I think. Which one is your favorite?
Gruyere cheese and old kaşar, fresh kaşar. It's delicious. Fresh çeçil.
This is fresh?
Yes, fresh. Oily çeçil and mild çeçil.
So Kars, I think the best itinerary for me, burn 1,000 calories walking up to the castle, run around the museum, learn about the cheese, and then eat everything that you can offer. Perfect day. Let's go and learn why the cheese is so delicious.
Okay.
All right. The Kars Cheese Museum is actually set inside an old military bastion that was once part of the city's defences. Now it's transformed into a celebration of local flavour. Normally I'm not one for museums, to be honest, but if it's about chocolate or cheese, I'm all over it. So here at the Kars Cheese Museum, you can maybe hear the noises in the background. This is some super high-end modern cheese extravaganza. And it's pretty amazing to walk through these historic stone walls, once built for protection, but now filled with the rich stories and tastes of Kars' cheese-making tradition. Okay, so my time in Kars is up. We've seen the whole city. If you're a massive cheese fiend like me, make sure you come to the Cheese Museum. It's the biggest cheese museum in the world. My belly is 2 kilos fuller. I don't even want to think about another piece of cheese for a day or two, so we'll move on from here. See ya.